All right, welcome back. How you doing there, sir?
I'm doing great. It's a privilege to be here with you today, and look forward to this.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it also. I can give you a little background before we go on. About 4 or 5 years ago, I started a podcast. It picked up a lot of steam. I think my voice is in 70 countries, about 800 cities across the world, and it started making a little bit of money. So I turned that into a nonprofit because it wasn't my goal to make money, so now I send veterans and first responders to, awesome events.
That's music to my ears. I love it. So again, I'm just happy to be a part of this, and um, I I'm too interested in helping our vet community, in any way I can. So
Heck yeah. Where you located at?
I'm presently in Austin, Texas, um,
Oh, yeah.
and been here. It'll be a year and a half. I was over in Louisiana for a little while and helping a friend out with his business and stuff. Uh, in 2004, I site managed the security solution for a construction company in Mosaie, Iraq. They were building a 500 megawatt power plant from scratch. And so they had dug out about 2 acres of land, and uh, we received them in Baghdad, uh, went on out to the site, set up everything. And one of the engineers who built the diesel farm behind the generators, I became his kind of his personal bodyguard when they go out during the day and do the work. And we had over 600 workers, all local villagers and all around. It was quite something, and we became close. So he has a business over in Westlake, Louisiana, and I decided to go over there and take a break and help him. I don't recommend you do it. We got under houses, all right, and started leveling them. And in Louisiana, a majority of the homes, mobile homes and fixed homes, are built on blocks to keep them up off because of the flooding and the hurricanes
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. And you'd be surprised. I think I found two or three new bug species living underneath these places. Yeah. And
Bet.
they bite you and they crawl on you, and it's crazy. So I helped him out for a while. Then I came on back.
Yeah. There's probably some snakes under there too.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll get underneath there. Nice and
Yeah.
warm,
Yeah.
wet. Yep. Yep. All day long. All day long.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you because it's 100 degrees and where it wears a full grown man out. I'll tell you that now.
I bet.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I've been here in Austin, and got my boys. They live here. Well, one does. The other one's up in Dallas, and so I've just keeping myself busy. And part of that keeping myself busy is I wrote a book and got it published, and so I'm currently kind of putting it out there through my social media. I'm kind of new to the social media thing, so I'm kind of learning as we go along here, and just putting out some content. And I'm a storyteller. And the book that I wrote contains, it's a memoir that's got a bunch of stories in it. And what I endeavor to do is tie those stories together to fit into a common theme from start to finish. And along the way, I feature some some things that you will find that you won't read about concerning the SEAL community, indigenous things that they're not classified. I'm not giving away. I would never do that. Neither would you. But these are things that are incredibly interesting because no one knows about them. And so when you read about them, you go, oh, wow. So that's that. And this is that. And it's kind of like a rookie that joins an NFL football team. And the first big dinner they have, the rookie has got to stand up and sing his fight song in front of everybody in his underwear.
Yeah.
Indoctrination stuff like that. And things that idiosyncrasies that you'll find, that we do, and we don't share them. And like I said, I'm not giving nothing away, but it's and so it's not a long book. I wrote it to be satirical, self-deprecating. I make fun of myself, but I tell a story, and so far so good. Good reviews, all that kind of thing. So it's called "So You Want to Be a Frog Man," and so far so good. So
How long were you a frogman?
well, I joined the Navy in 1982 in March.
Yeah.
with the sole purpose of becoming one of them there Navy SEALs. All right. So I had a little bit of University of Texas, Austin engineering background before I flunked out and became a deviant reprobate, a woman chasing, alcohol drinking, balls on fire kind of guy with my buddy. Well, my dad, being who he is, hardcore, harder than boot leather, Korea, a vet himself, decided he had enough. So he set me up and ambushed me. After the ambush, the successful ambush, I joined the Navy. And along the way, as you gotta go see a recruiter. And this recruiter told me, hey, Tom, I don't want you to be a SEAL. I want you to be in our nuclear program because you've got engineering. I go, oh, no, 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 no. I'm gonna go do this thing here. Sir, I had no idea. Remember, back then there was no internet and there was no way to research it in any kind of way, shape, or form like we can now.
Right.
So I had no idea what I was getting myself into, aside from the ambush that my dad and a buddy has set up for me. So here I am, hoo-yah, motivated, and I'm going to go join one of the ruggedest outfits in the world and had no idea what I was getting into. So in 1982, I joined, got through boot camp, did my A school because back then you had to have an A school done so that you'd have something to fall back on in the likely event that you get kicked out of buds. Basic underwater demolition SEAL training. Um, Showed up in August of 82, class 121, and February of 83, graduated class 121. We started at 140 men, graduated 32 with 6 rollbacks. So it was a winter class, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and just great stuff. And I feature a little bit of that in my book, but I don't. There's a lot of that in some of the books out there, and I was trying to stay away from mission profile stuff and who ya beat my chest. I did the rescue. Instead, I wanted it to be something different. I think I pulled it off. When we off air, I'd like to offer you. I'll send you a signed book and all that kind of thing. You
Heck
know,
yeah.
see what you think, sir. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Good. So yeah, joined the Navy, got through buds in '83. I went to SEAL Team 5. Well, actually, it was UDT 11, and I busted UDT 11 for 3 months until it turned into um, SEAL Team 5. The designators were still UDT, underwater demolition teams, until I think it's June of 1983, and then West Coast SEAL teams, or the teams themselves, went to odd number: SEAL Team 1, SEAL Team 5, that sort of thing. SEAL Team 3 was added on. West Coast was SEAL Team 4, 2, 8, and 6 was out there at the time. And at that time, they were still SEAL Team 6, started by Captain Richard Marcinko, who I work for down the road. And I did 3 years there, 2 deployments with Delta Platoon. And then I was recruited to go to Red Cell after I re-upped in March of 86, and got there and did 4 years at Red Cell. They changed the name Red Cell to NSCT, Naval Security Coordination Team. There was some riffraff, there was some problems, there was some issues, there were some events that happened. Unfortunately, it took the program out of its obscurity and introduced it to people at the Pentagon and some other places that didn't know it was there, and they got their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
That are wearing the right number of stars or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that took its toll, but Captain Marcinko was the man who started that, just like he started SEAL Team 6. And they make one of him and throw the mold away. Okay, unbelievable person, to work for. Creative. Actually, I think he can see into the future because what we were doing fits today's paradigm of global terrorism. I mean, some things have changed. Weapons are more advanced.
Yeah.
This and that and the other. Man, did he ever come up with something that was? And as we were doing that, he managed to slip in us learning a whole bunch about security, just plain old physical security, executive protection security, asset protection security, and all the things that go with that. So it was a glorious, glorious 8 years. I had a glorious 8 years. I got out in '90.
Yeah. So yeah. I was in the same about the same time. I was in from, 85 to 91.
Okay. Okay.
I was on the West Coast. I was on an aircraft carrier.
Hey, I love aircraft carriers. I mean, what one of the most formidable weapons in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
A nuclear aircraft carrier with all the weapons on board of the air assets, and then our nuclear submarines. I mean, those two things there, unbelievable. So, and my hat's off to you. Thank you for your service. I think that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, watching an aircraft carrier in the works, you know? It's just it's unbelievable, man, like, whoever thought of this is a freaking genius.
Well, it seems like no one can figure out how to launch their airplanes off an aircraft carrier today. I mean,
Right.
they've got the swoop up thing. I don't know what that is, but we're at the Japanese figured it out back in the 40s when they came and visited us.
Yeah.
They can launch their airplanes and retrieve them, but we were doing it. But no one else is. Isn't that the oddest thing?
Yeah.
And an aircraft carrier, what? How many is 5,000 folks?
Yeah, 5,000.
I tell you what, they're just magnificent machines, and of course, our Aegis cruisers and destroyers that protect them.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch the videos, I watch the YouTube. It's beyond amazing what we witness and what they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so proud of our guys, and the military's back online, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, I
And I
love
guess
to
it's
see
okay
that.
to say that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess I couldn't be prouder right now of them guys,
Mhm.
men and women.
Right.
So let me make sure I'm clear about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought in a million years that we'd go in and snatch a president and come back, what, like, no injuries? That's crazy.
That's a magnificent and the Delta boys, they did what they always do, first
Yeah,
class organization, first class group of men, superbly trained, superbly representative of the best that we've got. You give it to them when they do it, and just like our SEAL team guys went and got the pilot,
yeah,
and I mean, it's just we're those guys are the best in the business right now.
yeah,
And back in my day, I didn't have fives and
right.
F-22s and jamming gear and, sound wave gear that would go in front of me and jam everything up before I'd even arrive to go get the guy.
Yeah,
But to listen to the descriptions from the enemy on the ground that was watching this happen, that didn't die. It was like watching a alien movie, isn't it? Where the aliens is so more superbly weaponized and trained that they just run through you like you're not there.
right.
And here's something that is not very much touched upon. And I'm not going to try to get political here and everything, but I'm going to tell you that the Chinese and the Russians both had to watch this and just have their jaw drop onto the ground
Yeah,
because we defeated their most sophisticated anti-air surface-to-air system, targeting systems,
correct.
and we defeated them without getting shot down. I mean, and this is a holy shit moment for them
Right,
because, and you notice they didn't react by sending any of their stuff over.
correct.
I guess you didn't want to watch your systems get beat so easily and then send your airplanes over to get shot down by our airplane. I mean, I just thought that was a brilliant stroke by our administration
Yeah,
and long time coming. So, yeah.
yeah. I love to see it. Man, that pilot, holy hell, like, what I would be, like, for lack of better terms, shitting myself.
What a what a stud.
Yeah,
That pilot was
exactly.
a stud,
Yeah,
wasn't he? I mean, you're absolutely right. Look, you've got essentially you've got well-armed savages chasing you,
yes,
frothing at the mouth, because if they catch you, they're going to do things to you. You've seen the pictures and what happens to captured people over there, burning cages, lopping your head off
yeah,
with a fork,
savages, man,
you know.
just savages.
And so, and the this and the amount of deception that went into it is just so awesome. The
Yeah,
misdirection,
amazing.
it's ultra professionalism.
Yeah,
And again, when we're at Red Cell, we did a bunch of CQB and did a ton of shooting. And, I know how it felt when those guys were, on their way to do their thing and the energy that's flowing through you, the electricity, the here we go, man. But at the same time, the focus and the keeping your emotions in check and keeping it real and keeping it in front of you and executing, because it's about the guys that you're with, you know, and everybody's doing it for everybody. And that's what makes it so good. And so you don't want to be the guy that does something, and ruins it or messes it up or anything. But the detail that went in as each wave did their part it blows me away.
Yeah,
So,
real.
and it blew everybody else in the world away too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
That was definitely the best part about it, having, China and Russia just sitting back watching, then just shoving it up their ass.
Well, thank you for opening that door. Now I good, good. No, I love it. I'm gonna veer. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go right just a second.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
want to say something that has been near and dear to me. I'm a disabled vet, all that kind of thing. And, and the VA's taking good care of me. I'm not going to lie. They're a little bit rough on the disabled part. They can be a little bit rough with that and cause you to go, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, no, no. Okay. I'll find another, whatever. But, and this is going to sound weird. I don't want it to sound morbid or anything, but when I go to the VA hospital or the clinic, when I walk in there and I see our folks walking around
Yeah,
doing whatever they're doing for whatever reason. I'm so proud of them. Um, Many of them are older than me.
yeah.
I'm older than probably quite a few of them. And it's just to see these men and women who have given it like you have and wore the uniform with honor and defended the country. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feeling. I feel like I know him. Of course, I've never met him, and I just wonder if other vets feel that way when they walk in, something like that.
I know I do. I was just at the VA hospital here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just a couple weeks ago. I'm also a disabled vet, and I use their services quite a bit. But, I parked my car, and I was walking through the parking lot, and, over where the handicap parking is, it's like incline going up to the building. I saw this man with one leg, he had an army patch on the back of his wheelchair, pushing backwards. His chair was back, he was pushing it backwards, and he had a baby in his hand. This man was taking care of his baby and pushing his
Yeah,
one leg the up a hill.
yeah.
I mean, I would have helped him, but I was far away. But, by the time I got up there, he was already in the building, somebody already grabbed him. I'm just like, "That is like a true American right there, man." I'll
It's absolutely displays in the most clearest way the elk of veterans,
Yeah,
men and women. We are a little bit separate class of people, only because of the military experience that we went through, and we all go through different kinds of it, right? And we've stayed for different amounts of time. But at the end of the day, the military, the United States military, and perhaps other militaries around the world, they do something so the institution is so unique in what they do that no one else can do it. And corporations have been trying to do it for years and years and they can't.
yeah,
We we melt different people from different places from everywhere and put them under the same roof, and 8 months, 8 weeks later, for
yeah,
most boot camps, they're a single fighting unit that will back each other up, and it no longer matters where you're from and who you are and what you look
exactly.
like.
Yep,
No one else does that, and it's just an amazing thing, what happens.
yeah. So, whenever I hear somebody say that, America is racist, yes, there are racist pieces of shit in this country, but I promise you, you could and I tell them this, you could go to any ship that's in the fleet, walk through the passageways, and see the people that are in there. You're gonna find blacks, you're gonna find whites, you're gonna find Filipinos, you're gonna find Japanese, you're gonna find Mexicans, you're gonna find all walks of life. Now you go to any other country and you do the same thing, walk through their halls or passageways and see what the mixture of people. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be, if you're in Mexico, it's gonna be all Mexicans. If you're in China, it's gonna be all Chinese. If you're in Russia, it's gonna be all Russians. There's like our military's like none other.
None other. You're absolutely right. I just surge with pride at the notion that we're able to do that, and we're all trained and to do things, but the training turns us all into a team. the aircraft carrier that a SEAL team is using, everybody is aiding everybody else, and the respect is there on every level. And if you want to talk about racism, I can take you to some places where there's true racism.
Right.
There's like it pours out of them. Okay, and I'm not going to mention countries. I'm not going to do none of that. I've been all over the world just like you, and I've seen it in in such a way that I stand back and go, whoa, whoa. Like I turn and look and go, are you gonna? Wow, no, it's blatant.
Yeah.
And, so brother, there's going to be haters. This social media thing, I'm finding out there's no reason for somebody to hate me, but they do,
Yeah.
and they have comments, and I just blow it off.
Yeah. 100.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, let
Yeah.
them hate,
Exactly, man. I welcome the hate.
let them hate. No big deal. So I you know, I've been busy putting some content out there, and since I was in the security business for so long, and actually, I did a bunch of security contracting when I was over when after 2000. Well, right at the end of 2003. Do you remember when the war ended? Right, and there was this mass um, production of civilian security companies that came online. Blackwater, excuse me, Armor Group, North America, actually started in England, I think, in London. Anyway, company that I worked for out of California, and I eventually did my time, and then we won the contract from them, and then I started site managing, and then you've got your other companies that came in, SOCSMG, Coaches, I can keep going. Anyway, that changed the parameter of everything. That was the first time from a war that we had participated in that we had soldiers in country doing what the army probably would have been doing, but didn't have enough. They didn't have time for that because it was still the Wild West there in 2003, 4, 5, 6. I mean, the Wild West. I hate to say this, but I probably saw more action in terms of bullets flying at me and explosions around me and all this kind of thing than I saw when I was in the military because I was in during the Reagan years.
Yeah.
So everybody was afraid of Mr. Reagan.
Yeah.
Ask Gaddafi. Mr. Reagan missed him by 10 minutes from annihilating him. No one wanted to mess with him. So, there was Grenada, and I worked with some of those guys that were in the island there doing their stuff because a couple of SEAL teams were in there doing some work, and they ended up coming and helping Captain Marcinko formulate a Red Cell. Red Cell had been up and running for about 4 or 5 months before the rest of us arrived in '86 from the West Coast. So there's already been some things going on. When we got there, there was some stuff that had already happened that was beginning to light some fires that you didn't want lit. But it wasn't our fault. But we're gonna be included in the what do you call it? The plaintiff or the accuser? No, the accusee. Anyway, we're gonna absorb that because we're there now. But the I just the formulation of that and where it took us and where it took me to eventually land in security contracting. It's an amazing thing. I was a personal trainer. I went back to college and managed not to flunk out this time. I got a degree in kinesiology and opened up a little personal training thing. Opened up a nice boot camp, became kind of a cult. And that was the first time that somebody had mentioned, "Hey Tom, you tell stories pretty good." And they're crazy. Why don't you write them down in a book? Probably people would want to, I'll read it. And I
Right.
said, man, I'm a knuckle dragger. I don't write. I'm not an author. So therefore, quite, a few years, I didn't even consider it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Did you self-publish?
no, you know what? That's a great question. And I thought I'd heard some stories about Amazon helping you self-publish
Yeah.
and some other people. And with Amazon, it was a turnoff. They'll publish your book. They'll do the whole thing for you. They'll sell it and everything. Okay. Kind of like hands off. You approve of the editing, like that. They want, hell, they want 85% of whatever the book makes
Damn.
for doing all that. Well, wait a minute. You didn't write the book. I did. I think I deserve more than 15% or 20%, whatever. So I decided not to do that. So my business partner and I, we got my manuscript and we put it out to 20 publishers. And the second publisher that I sent it to, I had 10 and he had 10. We got a perfunctory email back saying, "Hey, we received your manuscript. Thank you. We'll get back to you." Blah blah blah. That was about 2 days later. Okay, and I thought, okay, so I let him know, hey, one publisher, the first one hasn't got back to me. The second one sent me an email, forwarded it to him. Okay, good. 2 days later, here comes another email from that same publisher, John Kohler Publishing out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Great guy, great company. He runs a really great and very successful publishing company. Anyway, comes back and he goes, "Hey, let's do a Zoom call. I want to talk to you about your manuscript. We're interested." I got up and I pinched myself and I went, "What?" Called my buddy Dave. I go, "Dave," and I forwarded him. He's looking at the email, going, "Oh my god." Well, so long story short, we ended up going through him to get it published. And then I dropped it. It dropped. The process started in March and it dropped in December last year on my birthday on the 19th. And so it's been out there, and it, I, I wasn't sure how the marketing thing was going to go. It's not flying off the shelf, but we're not really concerned with that so much. The social media thing was what was really intriguing. And to be honest with you, I didn't know if I wanted to put myself out there. When you do, here it comes.
Yeah,
Good and bad. Because you're doing it big time. I really want to commend you on your success. I think it's wonderful. I see, and so I have a confrontational personality. No, really, Navy SEALs aren't confrontational, right? No, now
exactly.
some of us are. Most of us are.
Yeah.
All of us are, sir. Anyway, it's been a great experience, and now we're dabbling with the social media. I'm on TikTok now and Instagram, and I think we're going to stay there. And I'm developing some follow. I'm doing all that stuff. And I'm just, if people want to buy the book, they'll let me know. Hey, I bought your book. And so far so good. I'm not looking to try to sell 100,000 copies. Although if it did, I'd be pleasantly surprised. And I'm actually starting to outline book two. Um, so when you get the book, hand signed by me to you,
Yes, sir.
and is there anybody else there that you think because I'd send a book and to your partners or something like that, and or you could pass it around, however you guys want to do that. I would be honored to do that. Your feedback is very important because there's no ghostwriter. I wrote it and pulled it out of my butt, so so to speak, and been told it's not half bad. So let's see what happens. We'll take care of all that. We're up, get it to you and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I appreciate doing something like this with you because I like doing this. I
Right.
like this podcasting thing.
Yeah, you'd be good at it, man. You should branch out into that also.
I'm going to. We sent some promo packages out, and uh, have you heard of Lars Larson?
No,
No, he's a nationally syndicated talk show host, conservative, out of Portland, Oregon, and he's got a national audience, and he's got a heavy Washington State, Oregon, Northern California.
there's conservatives up there?
Apparently, there's two or three. Um,
Yeah.
there's not very many, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but that's great. It was a good interview. It was 15 minutes. Uh, it was pre-taped like we're doing now. He hasn't dropped it yet, but he's kind of nationally syndicated. He's like a slightly less famous version of like Rush Limbaugh or something like that. And
Yeah,
what sparked him to reach out to me was my working with Captain Marcinko. Apparently, Lars, and Captain Marcinko did a bunch of work together after 9/11. They did some segments, and Captain Marcinko laid out some stuff. And again, Captain Marcinko is just a totally unique guy, and he just saw things that, and it really irritated a bunch of people. They tried to get him. They did. So you know how he got him back, right? He wrote a best-selling book. I'll
Right.
get you. I'll make $1 million and I'll write books. And that's what he did because he's relentless and never stops. That's one of the great things about him. And he's a troops guy. He takes care of his boys. We need something, get out of the way. He's going to go get two for every one. Type of guy. Yeah. And he didn't mind stepping on toes, and he hated the bureaucratical part of all of it. So if there were more of him in our military, we'd probably be leaner, meaner, and faster even than we are now. But Secretary Heswith's doing a pretty damn good job in my humble opinion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm impressed what he's been doing.
Given everything that they're trying to do,
Yeah.
the deep dark forces that are at play here.
Yeah, it's
I've been
crazy.
doing some reading, and maybe down the road, you and I, we can swap some stuff that I've been looking at, and you've been, I'm sure you do too. I know you do research, of course you do. And I'm by no means this brilliant analyst, but I do got a functioning brain, and I try to put things together and see things that could be causal, but doesn't necessarily correlate. And I got to be careful how I use these words because and I'm sure you do the same things. The world's just a crazy place. It's just gone so fast in one direction, in my humble opinion, in the last 8 years, that there's things on the horizon that over here you have this element, this element, and this element, and this element, and they're all things happening in those elements that are all pointing to one thing, aren't they? To me, anyway. I don't know. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. The divisive, the
Yeah.
Richard is what's killing me right now. There's just, it's so bad. And so I've lost a couple of friends
Yeah,
because
it makes no
yeah.
sense.
And I'm like, well, if you can't talk to me, my goodness. I mean, okay, fine. I mean, shit. I don't know what to say. That's okay. I mean, I've got a 27-year-old. I got a 25-year-old. They're both gorgeous young guys. They're my boys. They're both going to be successful at what they're doing. And I just sit back sometimes. Now, this is me, and no one else. I sit back and I say, uh, what kind of world did I bring these guys into in another 10 years? I'll be 77 in 10 years. Now, I plan to be a tour de force until I fall down and die. Okay.
Right, yeah.
But I do. I sit back and go, what's going on? I mean, God bless. Are we going to actually, are there going to be shots fired in this country?
Oh, yeah.
I, it seems to point in that direction to me. I don't
Yeah, for
know.
sure, yeah.
So, but the good Lord will work it out,
Yeah,
right? And the few beautiful friends that I have that I care most about, they're watching. They're pretty sharp guys. They're all soldiers, just like you and I. And there's things, there's things. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
yeah,
I I have a saying. I don't carry around a pack of sweat grenades. Don't need them.
yeah.
Some of these things are just going to work themselves out. As they say, karma's a bitch, right? It's just one of those things.
Did you see, I think it was yesterday or the day before, this Elon Omar talking about, it's a World War 11?
Okay. Oh, that's okay. All right. Um,
Seriously.
do you troll twitchy.com or the Daily Caller or some of these other, websites that feature conservative thought and
Yeah.
how they make fun? Twitchy is terrible. The Babylon Bee is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
And they absolutely make these guys and girls on the left melt down. Well, the Twitchy was showing a ton of memes that was made about her. And I had to get up and walk away. I laughed so hard at some of them. Can you imagine sitting there, a member of Congress,
yeah,
and reading a speech that you obviously didn't write? You just
exactly.
right, so you don't know what's in it, and you're reading, and all of a sudden you go, "Yeah, for World War 11."
What the
And I guess by then that was it. It
Yeah,
doesn't it doesn't matter what she says.
yeah,
She could have said, "I now have the equation to cure cancer," and it wouldn't have mattered
yeah.
because what flew out of her mouth was so unbelievably absurd.
The crazy thing is people are still gonna vote for her.
I mean,
I
who
don't get it.
votes for that?
Yeah, these morons are lawmakers for our country. World War 11. Oh my god.
Have you? I'm like you. I see the YouTubes. I see these people being grilled. Mr. Brandon Gill. Now, what state is he from? He's hardcore. He's terrible. He's like Senator Kennedy of the great state of Louisiana. He does his homework and he sets you up. And I don't know if you saw this, but he took an activist, an abortion activist, and she was sitting. He was grilling her, and he goes, so it's your position that abortion is beautiful and a non moral and blah blah blah, right? So she tried to defend herself and say, my position is thus, this, and this, and by the science and this. I said, okay. He goes, all right, I'm glad you mentioned that about the science. Let's talk about something, succession or something.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
that's
where
body out of
the baby is sucked out by this. And is that your favorite method of abortion? Oh my God. You should see her. She started to panic and to watch because there's three other ones too.
yeah,
They've got four ways they do this now,
yeah,
and they're all gruesome.
yeah,
They're all gruesome because you're killing a human being.
yeah,
My God, how do these? You have to be evil
yeah, for
to
sure.
listen to that and then go, yeah, I'm still okay with it. Don't worry.
Yeah,
That's my take.
yeah,
You,
it's pretty
you
bizarre.
you're not you're in some other reality. You're in some other dimension. Men, men and women's sports. No,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on, come on. That's not even. There's
He's
no
gonna die.
rationality to that. There's to me, and I mean, um, if I had a daughter, and thank God my kids are grown. I'll say this all the time. I wouldn't be able to go to an elementary school and confront a teacher that's telling my 6-year-old daughter that it's okay to do to first of all, not tell me what's going on,
Right.
hide it from me, and that it's okay to think what you're thinking or this that's a no-go. You're flying too close to the tower, get your air go away. Oh my gosh. In today's world with this our education, but uh I I don't get it. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna,
The guy that, just somehow got into the, White House, Correspondents' Dinner,
yes, isn't that nice?
he was a teacher. This dude's teaching our children was teaching our children, now he's hopefully for the rest of his life, but what the hell?
Yeah. Um, so there's lots of questions with that. There's actually there's questions about the last year and a half with the Secret Service and the attempts and really things that they're not telling us. But I've been in the security business, and so without giving away anything that these security teams are doing, when you take your client to a place, you send in an advanced team. That advanced team secures the place, and it does what's called a vulnerability assessment. And it sets from that vulnerability assessment, you create your security plan based on the needs of where you're going to place your assets and on the blueprint of the place you're at. And there's all kinds of factors that go into this, where you're going to place your access control points. It just goes on and on like that, right? And then you've got your emergency evacuation plan. You've got actions on if this happens, and then you're supposed to rehearse it if you're gonna do it correctly.
Yeah,
And how does if you're gonna one of the big things about security is varying your routine. In other words, if you're not going to vary your routine, then really lock it down. Okay, so you don't permit hotel guests having access to walk in to where they were having their dinner.
yeah,
Let's shut off. I
yeah.
don't care if he's running or not. There's no chance of that happening. I'm being a little long winded. I apologize.
Oh, you're good.
There's some security lapse
Yeah, for
that
sure.
and here's the thing. Okay, we're humans and we all make mistakes. Okay, no doubt about it, and that's fine. The Secret Service used to be one of the most incredibly trained outfits in the world,
Right.
and this isn't just one little slip. This is he was shot in the ear. That
Yeah.
was probably he was going to die if he didn't turn his head. They let a guy on a golf course with a
Yeah.
rifle. Something's wrong with there's leaking. There's some way that people are knowing in advance
Yeah.
because they're setting up on him. He goes a day early, and so there's no security, right? And so he can bring his weapons and he can walk them in, and then he gets in his hotel room by himself, and then he puts everything together.
Right.
And then he's got his plan. He's probably cased it, not to the professional degree that security professional would, but still, come on. And he knows the times it's going to start. He probably has a pretty good idea of where everybody's going to be seated. Now, sure, they stopped him from getting into the place itself,
Yeah.
but unacceptable that he was even allowed that close.
Yeah. I mean, the one
That's my yeah.
when
So
he got shot in the ear, that one was, what a debacle that was. Like, Secret Service lady, she couldn't even holster her gun. Like, it was like the Keystone Cops, uh, protecting Donald Trump.
that's well, I know you voted for it, but that's your DEI in play there,
Yeah.
right? Got to hire a girl
Yeah.
that's what buck 40, try to move Mr. Trump, who's 240, under severe stress conditions, and things are going wild everywhere. But in mentioning that and watching that little fiasco taking place, the real issue is how did a sniper get to within 120 yards
Yeah.
of the president of the United States and
You
giving a
can see
speech?
him. He's right there in plain, like, daylight. Like, dude's laying on a freaking
Like
roof.
on a roof where you and I could down there look over the top of it,
Yeah.
and he's going to have his weapon. He'll be laying on the
Yeah. That had to been some
sorry,
setup for sure. Like,
and
somebody
he's
let him
obviously
in.
not a bad shot because
Yeah.
he almost killed him. He
Yeah.
hit him.
Took his ear off.
Yeah, that to me that's unfathomable. But then again, with the other presidents that have been shot, Mr. Reagan and
Yeah.
who's our other guy that was it Mr. Roosevelt? I can't remember. I need to go back and look at that. But still, those people broke into the inner security and stuff like that. These things happen. One time,
Yeah.
Mr. Trump has had nearly 4 attempts,
Yeah. Multiple. Yeah.
and that's that's an enormous issue.
Yeah.
So, of course, me and my security buddies, we're hashing that thing out. Well, they didn't do that. And I'm sure and they forgot to. And you hate having to do that because they should have been able to have that dinner with no problem, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
all that, and so, but you're right. It was a serious lapse in
Yeah.
security.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the one where he got shot in the ear, people were even like, "Hey, there's a guy up there with a gun." Like, nobody's doing anything about it. Cops are like, "What?"
You got Yeah, you got law enforcement there that's supposed to be helping with the perimeter, and
Yeah.
he's at one of the perimeters. And so when somebody says, "I think there's somebody up on the roof," he goes, "Okay, thanks," and
Yeah.
then
It's cool.
goes back to, "Thank you." What? No, no. Hey, I've done plenty of movement asset protection stuff, and it still boggles my mind that our commander in chief and the president of the United States, most powerful political position on the planet, is that compromised
Yeah.
on occasion. It's just I don't know. But be that as it may, the man's alive.
Yeah.
If he's a cat, he's killed 4 of his lives.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got 5 left, but he's got over 2 years left of being a president. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Ano Another thing that really bothers me is, like, these people that have a platform and they're calling for his demise.
yeah,
That's like, what happened to us as a nation? I didn't like the last few presidents, but I'm on their side because they're the leader of our country. Would never say, Obama needs to die. Somebody needs to put a bullet in it between his eyes. That's just that crazy ass comedian, the redheaded lady, when she was walking around with a severed Trump head. Like,
Oh, yeah, the comedian.
yeah, yeah, I forget her name, but like,
She's a whack job.
yeah, like
You're
some
right.
if you do something like that and you're on TV doing it, you should just go to prison and throw away the key.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, I know you know it, but there's something called TDS,
Oh, yeah.
and he's done something to these people. He has, but I was reading where Mr. Trump is has gotten in the middle of the cogwheels that drive the dark forces on the left, and he's
Yeah,
he's getting he's blowing them up
yeah,
figuratively. He's disengaging their money trail through the NGOs. He's taking money to go to some of these places that are in turn sending it.
yeah.
And Richard, may I? I'm going to walk away, use the bathroom, and come right back. Will that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll be right back, son.
Yep,
Thank you. Are you finished?
it's a bathroom break.
Oh my God, thank you. Richard, I'm an old man. I'm sorry about that. Hey,
Yeah,
just edit that part out. Okay.
I already marked it so I can edit it out, so we're good.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
I know exactly where you're coming from. I had prostate cancer last year, so I had my prostate out, so I pee a lot now.
Man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's alright.
I had a scare when I went and had my prostate checked. My Vietnamese doctor, I said, well, it's enlarged,
Mhm.
and let me go into your bladder and take a look. And I said, well, okay, if you think you need to do it, go right ahead. Well, they found a polyp in there.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm going to cut it, and we're going to do a biopsy. So I had to come back and do the surgery for that.
Mm.
And I got introduced to one of the most wonderful medical things on the planet, catheter.
Oh, yeah, I had one.
No, you know those things are evil. All
Yeah,
right. So anyway, he does it. All right. So I got to wear catheter for a week or until so finally I get the word, hey, come see me. We got the biopsy back. I said, okay. I didn't go to work that week. I'm struggling with this thing. This thing's terrible.
yeah,
It's just one of the most uncomfortable things on the planet.
yes.
And I get there and he comes in, he sits down and he goes, well, it's benign. And I said, my God, I had a tear come out of my eye because my dad died of colon cancer and my mom died of lung cancer. And I just, I know that it's in my family. So I'm like, and he goes, well, but it looks like I'm going to need to keep the catheter in you for another 2 weeks. And he said this deadpan, straight delivery, looking down at the paper. And I went, what? What did you say, doc? And he looked up and he goes, what? What's wrong? And then he started laughing. He got me.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
not even funny, Doc.
my heart's out to you.
Yeah.
Tooth and nail, rock and roll, Richard. Okay, just fight the living hell out of it.
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
they get it out or?
yeah, yeah. So I'm just 1 year out, so I go see my surgeon Monday, and it'll be my 4th time, so I have to go see him every 3 months, and if I'm clear on Monday, then he moves my appointments to every 6 months.
Okay. All
So,
right.
so far so
So
good.
I'm gonna throw a prayer down for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And gosh dang, I'm
Hey,
gonna pray like hell that you're okay. So
yeah. I mean, I
so
always take a bad thing and turn it into a good thing, so I'm doing
yeah.
good stuff with it.
Well, when you're told you have cancer, I'm sure that it is like getting hit across the face hard in a jaw. It reels you backwards, and you God, whoa, holy crap.
It's funny because when I explain it to people, I tell them, like, me and my wife are sitting there across desk from this doctor. When he told me that I had cancer, I tell people it was like Conor McGregor just kicked me right straight in the face.
Well, you couldn't have picked up. That's a rough customer there, boy.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
was in that movie. Did you see that movie? It was the new version of Something House, Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. He was the bad guy. I tell
Yeah.
you what, that would be a piece of work to have to stand in front of, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
Holy mackerel,
I
man!
always wondered, like, if you're a cop and you're rolling up on a domestic and somebody like that or Mike Tyson standing there, like, I'd be like, "Hey, man, it's cool."
Hey, no. This is what you do. Let me see your hands and don't move. You know, no, you don't go there.
Man,
Even with 3 or 4 of you still might be in some trouble, you know? So,
100%. Yes.
yeah, but they did a real good adaptation. It got a little crazy at the end, like they all do, with
Yeah, yeah, of
boats
course.
flying off and them fighting and hitting each other. In real life, you can't get hit like that and survive it, you know, but
Yeah,
still. It
yeah.
was entertaining, right?
Yes, sir. But, hey, we're at an hour right now. I try to keep these about an hour. So, would you be interested in coming back on in about a month and talk and keep talking?
Richard, I'd love it. That's for you to invite me back.
Yeah,
It'd be my honor, and just let me know when, let me know.
yeah. I'll send you the calendar again, and you can just pick one next. Just pick a night next month sometime.
Okay. Okay.
Visit, see how it's going. And plus, I want to read your book. I want to talk about your book too.
Okay. So what I need you to do is, how about I'm going to send you you have my personal email?
I think so. I think you put it in that calendar thing.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll make sure and send it again to your email. And then please, you send me how many books to who and what address, and I'll get that taken care of for you. It'd
Yeah,
be my honor to send them to you. And all I got, I just need an address.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna send you a book also. I wrote a book, but mine's a cookbook.
Hey, I love to cook.
Yeah,
No, I'm not kidding. Unless you're messing with me.
no, I swear to God.
Southern cook, barbecue.
A lot of that, a lot of I do all my cooking outside.
God, listen, you better send me a copy of that, brother. So what I'll do is I'll send you my email and I'll send you my address where you send it to. Okay,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
the cool thing about this cookbook, it's the only cookbook in the planet that saves lives. And the reason why I say that is because I've been doing this podcast, like I said, for 5 years. So what I did with the cookbook was, uh, uh yeah, there's like a recipe. And then down at the bottom, there's a quote from one of my guests from a veteran, like it could be like a Vietnam veteran talking about being in a firefight, or I have a Marine friend that got shot in the head and survived. So he was talking about that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have all these quotes throughout the book.
Oh, that's great. Good
Yeah,
for you, man.
it's very interesting.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Writing a book is not the easiest thing on the planet, is it?
No, it took me about a year.
It took
Yeah,
That's about how long it took me, about maybe a little under 2 years to put mine together. And
yeah,
mine's not a complicated book. It's, about 180 pages, quick read. I'm not solving the world's, I'm not solving, orbital reentry using, dyno equilibrium, equations. So,
right.
but I like your book. I think you're going to enjoy the read because you've met me. We spoke. You'll get a frame of reference now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's revisit this in about, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks, and then, we'll talk
That
about your book.
That sounds great. I got one question, and then you cut me off. After you edit this, you're gonna drop it, um, uh, like, for people to listen to?
Yeah, yeah, it'll go, not so tomorrow I got one going, not I usually drop them on Thursday, so not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, your episode will go up. But I'll
And
send you all the links and stuff.
okay, never mind. That took care of that. How large, and you've got a pretty large audience.
Yep, I do. I just started a YouTube page where I post them on YouTube too, all the videos. That one is not that that's in the work in progress, but the audio part is, yeah, people listen to the audio.
Oh, no, that's Richard, that's awesome. I'm just so, God, I'm not trying to sound mushy here. I'm just so thankful that you found me and you extended this to me. And man, I look forward to building a nice, friendship with you and
Heck yeah,
whoever else that you're doing this with. And I'm anxious for you to meet my business partner because he is a kick-ass dude. Okay. So
yeah. Is he a veteran also?
no, but he's one of us,
Yeah,
and he would have wore the uniform in 4 seconds. It's just it didn't get to that, But
right, yeah, yeah.
he's one of my greatest treasure friends, and he's got our back. He's all over that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a gem. He's a good guy.
Also, I wanna talk to you about, I'll save it for the next time, but you said you're in Austin, Texas. I would love to, have you ever been to Franklin Barbecue?
Once or twice, that's one of the best places on the planet to eat barbecue.
It's on my short
Now, where are you at?
I'm in, just south, I'm like half hour from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, there's a little bit of barbecue there too, isn't there? If you ever find yourself here in Austin and I find out that you didn't let me know you were here, you better not ever let me know that happened.
Yeah, it's on my short list, so you'll probably see me. It won't be in the summer because I don't like the heat. Maybe this winter we'll do a Franklin luncheon.
That would be great. And let me find you, and we'll sit and have a cold beer, and we'll talk and all that kind of thing. And that would be great. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm
All
looking
right.
forward to it.
All right. Good. Good.
All
Well,
right.
I appreciate everything.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming on. And hey, when I hit the stop button, just hold on for a sec. I want to make sure you uploaded.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
So I just want to thank everybody for you made it this far. Thanks for listening and look for round two here in the near future.